Hello again, dear friends. Today I wanted to make a video that builds a bit on the other one, the previous one, when I was diagnosed with diabetes. So today I wanted to talk about my first routine with measuring blood sugar and taking insulin. So in the beginning, after I was diagnosed, I got insulin. So one for daily use and one for the night. We can talk a bit about it. And I also got this, which measures the blood sugar. And the products you will see are from Accu-Chek and Novo Nordisk. I have nothing with them. It's just the products I got in the beginning. And also remember, I'm not a professional, I'm just somebody who tells my story. That's everything. So very, very important. This is no advice at all. So every time I took a meal, or also sometimes if my blood sugar is too high, then I needed to take a fast-acting type of insulin. So it looks like this, like a pen, and inside there is insulin. And this one works quite fast, so that one was to be taken with a meal. And of course, the more carbs, or depending a bit on the meal, the more insulin I need to take. So for example, for a pizza, I need to take a lot, and for a salad, depending on the salad, of course, I need to take much less. So in the beginning, there was a long time to figure out this, what to take for different types of meals. Also, in the night, your blood sugar slowly rises if you're a diabetic. I have type 1. And then you also need to take insulin for that. So that's another type. You can see it here. It is slow acting. So it will then slowly release over the night, so the blood sugar does not get high during the night. So I would need to take every time I eat a meal, especially with carbs, normal meal, I need to take the fast-acting one, and before I go to sleep, I need to take the slow-acting one. So this was the first kind of plan I got. And then also I needed to measure my blood sugar from time to time. And the kit kind of looks like this. This is from Accu-Chek. And there are some strips in this box. So I would take one of these and I will then poke my finger with this one. So I would, it has a tiny needle, so I would poke my finger. And with the blood, I would then fill the strip and it would then show a number. And for millimole, you want to be somewhere between maybe 4 or 5 to maybe 6 to 7, depending a little bit. The interesting thing now is that we have this, and it kind of shows also the direction, but with this, you only get a number. So I only get a number here, and that was it in the beginning. This is now 16 years ago. So it's a bit difficult because it can stand 5, and you can think that's very good, but it's not so good if it quickly goes upwards, but that I don't know. Or it can show 8, which can be very good if it goes slowly downwards towards the goal. So that was of course a big challenge in the beginning with this type of measurement for the blood sugar, that I didn't know the direction. I would only get a number, and that was it. But my lifestyle at that time was very based on routine in high school, so it was quite okay. And actually in the beginning I would only measure 2 times a day. I would measure in the morning and I would measure in the evening. I had such a strict routine when I was at high school that made it still possible to only measure 2 times a day. And I would of course then take the daily insulin to every meal, and I would take the nightly insulin before I went to bed. So this was kind of the routine in the beginning. And luckily I'm not afraid of needles, because every day I will need to take take needles to my stomach or to my thigh, so I can show you how one looks. Don't know if it's visible here. It's not very long or anything, but it is a needle. It doesn't hurt, or very rarely it hurts. Few times if I hit some nerve or something, I don't know, but very rarely it hurts. And it becomes a habit. Like in the first time in the beginning, it's like, oh, I need to stick myself with this needle, maybe it will hurt a bit, and you may be a bit tense. But after a while, like now, it's like, yeah, brushing my teeth or something. It's like I couldn't kind of care less about the pain, or if there will come any pain. So I'm extremely relaxed about it. And if it comes some pain, it's still kind of okay, because I'm so relaxed about it. So this was the beginning. This was kind of the routine. I would then take the quick acting insulin for every meal, or if my blood sugar was too high in the morning or the evening, I would take the long-lasting one in the evening before bed. And I would then, in the beginning, I would just 2 times a day check my blood sugar. Sometimes I would feel maybe my blood sugar was a bit low or a bit high during the day. We can talk more about it later, how it feels when it's a bit low or when it's a bit high, but you don't feel so good. So then maybe I also would measure my blood sugar. But very often, if I would feel like it's low, I would just eat something and go on with my day. And the same thing, if it was high, I would also just take some insulin and go on with my day in the beginning. So it's quite different from the routine now that we can look at later, but this was, remember, 16 years ago, things was a bit different. And I also didn't get so much education about this in the beginning. There was kind of just a quick talk with the doctor when I went to the hospital. And I had to figure out a lot of stuff by myself, like how much to take to every meal. But I guess that's also something you need to figure out for yourself. It will be, I'm sure, different for every person out there how much insulin you need to take for a meal. And it's also different for me day to day based on my activity level and so on, my emotional state and so on. So it always kind of, changes also. So this is a bit about my routine in the beginning when I first was diagnosed. And as I said, at that time it was quite okay, because I had so much routine in my life. Maybe next episode we can speak a bit about being a diabetic in high school, which was kind of my start as a diabetic. That was living in high school with now diabetes, and we can look a bit about it in the next episode. Again, also, I'm sorry my English is not perfect, and also in this situation it feels sometimes a bit unnatural, so I hope the message at least is clear, even if the English is not perfect. So I see you in the next episode, dear friends. Please like and subscribe and grow the community. See you later. Bye bye.